I just wanted to know how you came up with the donkey of the day.
Tell her.
Because you're mean.
I am not. What did I do?
I'd have made donkey of the day.
There's a bunch of donkeys out here in the street.
That is why Charlamagne is here.
If we live a life where we bite our tongue based off who we may offend, we never would say anything.
You don't give a damn, don't throw it up. Hey! Give it to him. Give it to him.
On the Breakfast Club.
In the words of Charlamagne the God, he's a donkey. That was
Oh man, Charlamagne, you giving donkey of the day to who now?
Well, Busta Rhymes' Donkey of the Day for Wednesday, November 19th goes to those group of children and teens in Chicago who decided they wanted to jump a 33-year-old mother named Corshonda Hatter and her 9-year-old son. Corshonda, I am so sorry that happened to you and your son. I refused to watch the video because reading about the story was enough to disturb my spirit. Okay, hearing the news report was enough to disturb my spirit, and I hate to disturb your spirits this morning. But let's go to Fox 32 for the report, please.
Well, there is outrage in South Deering tonight. A mother and child beaten on the way home from school.
The attack was caught on cell phone video and has sparked demands for immediate action. Casey Cronus is live at Chicago Police Headquarters with the latest. Casey.
That's right. And community members, as you mentioned, they want answers. Now, Mayor Brandon Johnson and other elected officials tonight are condemning the attack as well, calling it deeply disturbing. And we need to warn you, it is heartbreaking to watch this video. It happened yesterday, shortly after school dismissal, and we have blurred and frozen the video before things escalate. Chicago police are now investigating after a 33-year-old mother named Corshonda and her 9-year-old son were viciously attacked near 106th and Bensley. Her young daughter was also there. The terrifying incident unfolded just a couple blocks away from Orville Bright Elementary School, where the boy is a student. Corshonda says they were walking home when a group of kids began following them, then started punching and kicking the mother and son.
I hate to hear people that helpless, okay? I know we say things like hate is a strong word, and it is. And it's perfectly okay to say, I hate that kind of behavior. I hate people who display that kind of behavior. I don't care that they're kids, okay? The news report said children and teens. Okay, they're children and teens, kids, whatever you want to call them. There's something you need to learn early that a lot of people learn late. And what you need to learn is there are consequences to every action. I look at this situation and I think to myself, man, I don't care what happens to those kids. But I know I'm lying to myself because I do care what happens to those kids because I understand the environment that makes those kids become those little savages, okay? I know the socio-economic conditions that created that, not excusing their behavior at all because I want them to be punished to the full extent of the law. What I actually want to happen, or wanted to happen, was for some other adults to come through and intervene, okay, while it was happening and start beating their little ass because if you want to act grown, you should get treated grown. In situations like this one, I'm all for that, okay? For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. They needed their little heads busted, okay? They needed their young asses kicked. You know I am a huge mental health advocate, okay? I have a nonprofit called the Mental Health Alliance, and we advocate for social, emotional learning in schools. These kids need it. We really need to address youth mental health with social and emotional learning in schools. But when I hear stories like this, it lets me know we also need priests to perform exorcisms on some of these kids. Okay, I don't know the ages of these kids, all right? But the ones that were teens need to face severe consequences. And the ones that weren't teens, I don't even know how you begin to punish them. Because what are they afraid of? If you jump in a 33-year-old woman and her 9-year-old son in broad daylight, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of losing? TikTok? Huh? These types of kids aren't even afraid to die because they clearly don't understand the value of life yet. Because if they valued their own lives, then they would value the lives of others, and they would never do anything like this. All right? ICE, you might be detaining and deporting the wrong people. All right? This is the epitome of we losing recipes. There was a time when kids respected the elders. And Corshonda, I know you're 33, but you're an elder to those kids. And there was a time you didn't cut up in front of the elders. In fact, whatever BS you was on, you stopped when an adult came around. You didn't fight in front of the grown-ups, but now these kids is jumping the grown-ups. And what's sad is Corshonda said the situation stemmed from bullying at Chicago's Orville Bright Elementary School. So imagine comforting your 9-year-old, trying to protect them from bullying, and these little punks end up jumping on you too. Let's listen to Sister Corshonda speak, please.
They fought my son. They hit my son first, all in his face. Then they dragged me in the grass and pulled my little baby hair. I'm trying to get justice for my son. I'm thankful for everybody that came out here today to support me.
Man, I love us, but I love me more. And you can't use youth as an excuse to not hurt one of these kids. And if Kashonda would have had a pistol on her and let a shot fly, y'all be crucifying her right now for shooting a child, when the reality is all she was trying to do was protect herself and her 9-year-old. Okay, let me tell you YN something, and let me tell you YN's parents something. Y'all better get these kids the recipes. Okay, you better monitor what they watching on YouTube and what they taking in on social media, because Satan is not playing with the minds of our children. And I don't give a damn. The first law of nature is self-preservation. If you love your child and you don't want to have to dress your child in a fresh quarter zip for their funeral, then you better teach them some damn respect. Please let Remy Ma give these youngins who jumped Kashonda Hatters and her 9-year-old son the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
That just disturbed my spirit, because the reality is I don't even know what you do to them kids.
I'm with you. I'm surprised the parents there didn't say, you know what, let's stop it. I'm not going to say beat up them little kids, because then they would get in trouble somehow, some way, but at least stop them from jumping that pregnant woman. Or
you can smack the hell out of one of the little kids. You ain't got to put that. You can jump into that crowd and stop. Get your stupid little ass down.
Or I wonder, like, other kids their age not trying to stop it. You know?
Nah.
Yeah, like who in their right mind,
right,
even as a kid, would sit there and watch their peers beat on a pregnant woman.
Because my kids,
well, she wasn't pregnant.
I would see my. Oh, she wasn't pregnant.
No, she wasn't pregnant.
Yeah, my kids. I couldn't see my kids allowing that. Like they would jump in trying to stop if they
I
went to that
don't know
school.
if
You know,
that's the kid's job.
I'm not, but still, it's just what you're taught at the crib.
But
No, that's when the adults are supposed to intervene. Okay, it takes a village to raise a child. Where was the village?
Yeah.
But what if the village is, so no, the kids got to step in.
I'm just saying that there should have been some adults to intervene in that situation. I don't even know how you watched that go down. Or maybe they thought it was just a bunch of little kids fighting. Maybe they didn't realize that this woman was 33.
That it was somebody's
I'm
mom.
gonna still stop it though.
Yeah, maybe you didn't
still
realize
stop it though. You see them kids fighting at that age.
But
you stop it.
In Chicago,
well,
you probably see that all the time. You like, you know what? Let me stay away from them little group of kids, because they might got pistols and all kinds of stuff.
But then, what punishment do you get them kids?
That's all I'm trying to figure out. What is the punishment for these young kids?
Take their TikTok away? Like,
that's all I'm trying to figure out right now. I have no idea.
Throw them in a cell phone. They try to scare the ish out of them. Like, what do you do to?
I don't know. And salute to little Zay Osama too, man. I saw that act of service you did. He's flying out, from what I was
rapper from Chicago. Yeah,
he's flying out Kashonda Hatter and her 9-year-old to LA to do some nice things for them, man. So I mean that's the least you can do when somebody's experienced that type of trauma. But I don't know, bro. I don't know, man.
All right.
My good friend Stacey Shells Harvey, she hit me up. She is the CEO of Regeneration Schools. Dropping the clues bombs for Stacey Harvey. Okay, CEO of Regeneration Schools. She heard us discussing what should happen to these kids, because we really don't know what should happen to these kids, and she had some suggestions. Right, she is like I said, the CEO of Regeneration Schools, co-founder of the organization. It operates a network of kindergarten to 8th grade public charter schools in Chicago and Cincinnati. And she said that Child Protective Services should get involved.
Child Protective Services?
Yes.
Parents?
She said Child Protective Services should get involved. They need to identify every child involved from the video.
They're going to do that regardless.
And all of those families should be in Child Protective Services, where someone from the county is coming out to see what's going on in the household, holding the parents accountable, making sure these kids go to school. She said the school should issue suspensions because it was a dismissal that's still their jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
But then Child Protective Services should then be monitoring the children's behaviors at schools, getting reports from the schools and families, and they should know that if anything else happens with your kid, is going to the next level, because people don't like the idea of government getting involved. But when your child is behaving like that, there has to be consequences. And there has to be consequences coming from somewhere. And she said it happens all over Chicago all the time. This is not a new thing where, kids are trying to fight adults or kids are trying to fight their teachers.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's scary when you bring in, CPS, because you just don't want nobody's child taken out for a unjust reason, right? If they have a history, yes, I get it. But sometimes kids are just stupid. And kids do what their friends do. You know what I mean? Which is stupid. I'm not saying I'm not giving them a reason to, but I would hate to see a kid taken out of
here's the thing about life.
A family without them, you know.
If you don't intervene now, that behavior continues. And guess what? You ain't going to have to call nobody. They're going to come get your ass once you become an adult. Right? But you do stuff like that.
Right, yeah, no, those kids definitely should be held accountable. But I would hate to see PS to take them kids out the house without having the parents beat their ass first.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what Stacey said.
All right. Salute to Stacey. Thank you, Stacey. All right. When we come back, we got the positive note and more, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Donkey of the Day is sponsored by renowned personal injury attorney Michael the Bull Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey when you need a fighter on your side. If you're ever injured, go to michaelthebull.com. That's michaelthebull.com. And when you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?